So I'm going to demo the color matrix module, and what the color matrix external module does is it allows you to add color to the background and to the options of your matrix fields, and it lets you add those colors for each column. So if you have 10 columns or 10 radio buttons or checkboxes, then you can add up to 10 colors for those. So let me go to my external modules here and enable the color matrix. And the configuration is pretty simple. All you have to do is add the matrix group name, and then you get 2 field values that you have to enter for color. So you can color the background of the entire matrix group if you want, and then each one of these is a hexadecimal value for each of the column choices that I created. And then if you want to add more, you would just click plus. So now that I have those entered, and as Terry mentioned before, what's that?
Can I assume that those initially were blank and then you added these?
Correct. So what I did, what you'll see by default is the first 3 fields, because you'll have one option here. It gives you one column to start with, and then you just have to add the columns as you go. But you have the matrix group name and the background color, and then the first column.
Yeah, I think everybody's seen how that worked. I just wanted to make sure that people were aware it didn't start out like this.
Right.
For time's sake, this is so much better to be able to just have it all ready to go. So anyway.
Yeah, I didn't want you guys to sit here and watch me type in hexadecimal values all day. So let me show you what I've created here in the designer. It's just a quick set of matrix fields with 10 ranked choices. And I have one that's plain, and I have one that has the colored choices, so I'll show you that now. So if we go to Add Edit Records, you can see here that instead of it just being a wall of radio buttons, that the second one is colored. It goes from 1 to 10, extremely dissatisfied or bad, to extremely satisfied for good. And then one thing that's interesting to note on here is that when you click on a field, so if I click this rating, all those colors go away, because the green highlight functionality in REDCap, when you have an active field, overrides that choice. But once I click out of it, it comes back. So once we rank these, if we enter some values here, and if I click out of it, then the choices are still there, they're colored. And I can show you real quick how the background would look. I didn't put a background on this, but let me show you how it would look with the background. So if we add like a dark gray,
and remember that hexadecimal numbers for this can be found on the web. There's all kinds of color charts out there that will help you if you decide you want to do this and you want to use the hexadecimals.
Right. So this would be if you just had a black back or dark background, you could change the text to white if you wanted to make these really stand out. Same thing though, when you click on it, the color goes away as you're clicking on it, but once you click out of it, it goes back to normal. I also have another demo that I'd started. So instead of sort of a hot to cold gradient, if you wanted to just show sort of an increasing value, you can just have, your colors go up in darkness or saturation. It's really up to you. One of the downsides, or another one of the downsides to this, aside from this green highlight issue, which you can fix by using the CSS injector, the REDCap CSS injector, and finding the green highlight or kind of disabling the green highlight for matrix fields. You could probably do that. But the other issue is that in the external module here, the configuration, it only gives you one option for a matrix group name. So you can only apply this module to one matrix at a time. If you go down here, you don't have any other options. Normally there's an option here to click a plus sign to add a new matrix, or in other modules, if you're adding another column or another field, it gives you the plus minus here. But in this one it doesn't. It only lets you add more columns. And I went onto the external modules webpage and emailed the developer. He's over at Vanderbilt, and I asked him if there's a way to do that. Hopefully he'll get back to me. But this is version 1.1, so this might be early stages. They might be ironing that out, because it would be nice to have sort of some fields, like if you want to do this hot-cold gradient here, and if you have another set of fields that are sort of like a ranking choice, that way you could do multiple color schemes throughout your instrument.
Can you tell me again why it changes? Why it changes when you go to the survey?
It doesn't. This is a separate. This is a different module or a different matrix.
Oh, a different. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
So let me go back to this one here, and I just take out the color, the background color. And if we go to this survey, so this is one. And this is the other one. So this was just one example that's sort of kind of, you're either extremely dissatisfied and it's bad, and then you're kind of less, and and then as it teeters from bad to good, it goes from red to blue. And then this other one here on the left is just more kind of ranking your satisfaction. It's just more and more satisfied as you go, the idea there. But the issue is that you can only do one of these color schemes, or one color scheme at a time. It would be nice in the future if you could do multiple, depending on what you're asking, pain levels, or something that has kind of a good side or a bad side, or like a scale that's increasing in intensity. You might want to use different color schemes for those kinds of things. But it's something that just helps you differentiate the color, the values with a column of color that the user can follow as they go. So does anybody have any questions about that one?
I don't know, but I'd like to say that is really cool. And I'm wondering, all right, so for the people that are on the call, I'm not sure. Here, can you get back to one of the design settings for one of these? Yeah, okay. So can you show how you save a project as an XML file? Do you know how to do that?
Theoretically.
Yep. You're in the right. Yeah, and then other functionality. Up back, yeah. Okay, so yeah. There you go. Download the metadata and data as an XML file. So you don't care about you're just exporting what's the other option? You don't need the data.
Just the metadata only?
Yeah. So if you did that, and then started a new project, and then there's an option to upload a REDCap project XML file. Okay, now you'd still have to enable the external module. It doesn't save them. Okay, so the only other way would be to save the project so we could complete what it would be nice to do would be able to post that. So like what we did with HTML, where we created a project, I was thinking if we could post this on the website as an XML. And so could we make a copy of the project and save it? And Janet had asked, and yeah, we can make a copy, but you wouldn't be able to pull it in from.
Now, when I do make a copy, it actually saves the values, the hexadecimal values, because that's how I created my second version. This one.
Yeah. But if we create the copy, how are people going to be able to get at it?
Right.
They're going to have to click on it, and then it's not the same. So I guess we could post it on, as a template.
Well, if it's a template, it should be fine.
Yes. So why don't we do that just like we did with the HTML? Put that on as a template. It would be ideal if we could do these on the website, but if we're not going to be able to, at least at this point, it's not going to copy over everything. Let's go ahead and put them as templates so that people can do this, because I think it'd be so much better for them to be able to jumpstart this and at least have your example, because you have the eye and the skill with this. It really looks awesome. So why don't we go ahead and do that, and then we'll post it as a template. Okay. So if you all want to have a copy of this, then when you go to a new project, you'll just click on the option for a template rather than the XML that we just tried or starting from scratch. Click on the template and find the color matrix demo, and you can you'll be able to add that to your projects and then use it for reference if you like the colors, because I think that's part of the deal. I mean, he's done 10 colors there in 10 different columns in 10 different colors, and it saves a lot of time to be able to view that and see, the spectrum that he used, because it blends so nicely. So I don't know. You can always figure, and if you only had 5 choices, you could drop, 2, 4, 6, 8 or something like that. So anyway, I just think that for those of us who are more color challenged or artistically challenged, I think you're always safe, if you have a question, to email REDCap at email.arizona.edu, because they're all going to go to Manuel, and he's going to be able to help you with design things like this. So anything we can do to help you by jump-starting your project, let us know. But I think this would be one nice thing to have it as a template. So anyway.
Yeah, I agree, and I'll put both of them up there. That way you can see the difference, the different ones. But one of the things that I always use is this website, HTML Color Codes. What I like is that it has this color picker, so you get the gradients that you want. You could either go, if you want to go through the colors, or if you want to just have saturation values. They have a couple of different options, or you could go from the color picker and just if you want, you want red values, and then you could just, sort of systematically pick red values as you go. So I'm not a color wizard, but I can put this stuff together to where it looks nice, and I use this tool a lot to help me with that. That's how I pick these colors.
Can you post that link on the chat screen?
Yep.
Thanks. That way, if anybody wants to bookmark it or whatever, they can.
Yeah, it's a good call.
Thank you. Thank you. Sweet. That's nice.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions, comments, or anything? All right. Then I'll go ahead and end the meeting a little early again. Thank you all for coming. I enjoyed this session. This color picker was fun, and I enjoyed doing the analytics thing. I thought that was a little different. So until next week, and we come up with something new for you, thanks for logging in, and we'll go ahead and end the session, and we'll talk next week. Hope you all have a nice holiday weekend. Enjoy yourself, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.